You know those woods right behind your house? The ones that feel so familiar? Well, this is a story about what can happen there. It's an old bit of folklore that maybe feels a little too real.
So, let's talk about these two brothers, Alec and Gil. For them, their whole world was this little pond. You know, the kind just through the pine trees behind their house. It was everything to them. Their kingdom, their playground, their own private adventure. And I mean, it was the perfect spot for two boys. The shore, all marshy and muddy, which is just what you want for hunting toads, right? And the air was always just alive with these huge dragonflies zipping all over the place. But you know how it is. Every single time they bolted out that door, their mom's voice would follow them with the usual list of rules. Always bring the phone. Don't get dirty. Which, let's be honest, they never managed. And the big one, the most important one, don't talk to strangers. So picture this. It's one of those days in early March where winter is just starting to lose its grip. The pond's only half frozen, and to fight off that lingering chill, the boys are doing what they do best, having an all-out epic snowball fight. We're talking tackling, dodging behind trees, the whole thing. They were just so into it, you know? Totally out of breath, covered head to toe in snow, and that's when they heard it. A new voice, completely unexpected, cutting right through the quiet of the woods. And there she was, a woman stepping out from behind this thicket of pine trees. She was striking. She had this wild black hair, a dress that looked kind of rumpled, but this really big, friendly grin. But there was something about her, one detail, that just grabbed their attention. Her eyes. They were wide, and this incredible violet color. And just like that, bam! Their mom's words are ringing in their ears. Gil, the younger one, he's already packing a snowball, while Alec just says it flat out. We're not allowed to talk to strangers. You need to leave. But the woman, she just laughs. Gil actually throws the snowball, but she dodges it like it's nothing. Oh, but I'm not a stranger. She says, I'm a neighbor. You must have just missed me. And then she tells them her name is Kelpie. Okay, so Kelpie can tell this isn't really working. So she tries a new approach. And this time, she makes them an offer that, well, for two kids like them, it was pretty much impossible to say no to.
She tells them she was just walking by the pond and found a wild horse, right there in their woods. They'd never seen anything like it. She says it's beautiful and tall with a broad back that's just perfect for riding.
So now they're stuck, right? On the one hand, you've got their mom's voice in their head, that super strict warning. But on the other, a wild horse. I mean, the curiosity was just eating them alive.
Yep, the temptation was way too much. Well, Alex says we can take a quick look, and that's all it took. They tell themselves it's just for a peek, and they start running after her as she heads back toward the pond.
So they burst through the last line of trees, out onto the shore of the half-frozen pond, and Kelpie's gone. She's just vanished. But standing there at the far edge of the water was something else. It was a horse. A tall, slender horse, with a coat and mane like pure black velvet. It was exactly what she described. And it started walking towards them, its hooves making these heavy sounds in the muddy snow. It was just magnificent. Gil is hanging back, a little unsure. But Alec, he's all in. He just runs up, boosts himself onto the horse's back, and starts yelling, "Yee-haw! I'm a cowboy!" He's so excited that he doesn't even notice their only phone flying right out of his pocket and landing in the snow. And just like that, the fun is over. The horse kind of shuffles back a step, and its hoof comes down with this dull scrunch right on the phone. Crushed. And just like that, their only way to call their mom was gone. Okay, so now Alec is panicking about the phone. He tries to slide off the horse's back to go check on it, but he can't. He can't move, and he realizes really fast that something is terribly, terribly wrong. That beautiful black fur, it wasn't fur anymore. It was starting to smudge and smear, turning into this shimmering dark liquid. It felt like tar. It was swallowing his gloved hands, creeping up his legs. He was sinking right into it, stuck fast. "Help me!" he yells. And Gil, without even thinking, rushes forward and grabs his brother's hands to pull him free. But the second he touches him, that black sticky tar just spreads right onto his gloves, sticking him to Alec. And that's when it happens, the moment of pure terror. The horse turns its head, looks right back at the two trapped boys, and it blinks. And they see its eyes. Wide, violet, "It's her," Gil whispers. "It's Kelpie." And then the horse starts walking. Just walking, right into the pond, its hooves crunching through the thin ice, dragging the boys with it into that mucky, freezing water.
It's pure adrenaline now. Gil just yanks with everything he's got. His hands rip free from his gloves, which stay stuck to his brother. He stumbles back into the icy mud, but he scrambles right back up, grabs Alec's coat, and just pulls, yanking his brother loose from the horse's back. They leave boots and gloves behind, sucked into that black tar.
They're free. And they don't stick around to see what's next. They just run. They sprint through the pines. Alec is yelping because his feet are bare, hitting rocks and pine cones. Both of them are completely soaked and covered in this freezing, awful muck.
Imagine them bursting through the back door. The whole story just comes tumbling out in a panic. They tell their mom everything, the woman, the horse, the sticky tar, and all they're thinking is, we are in for the biggest trouble of our lives.
But their mom, she doesn't yell. She just sits down, and she looks really shaken herself. After this long, quiet moment, she asks them just one question. "And what did you say your name was?" It takes Gil a second, and then he remembers. Kelpie.
All she says is, "Go get cleaned up." But later that night, when they're in bed, just about to fall asleep, she comes into their room, and she tells them a story. An old one she heard from her grandmother, way back in the moors of Scotland.
It was about a creature, a very specific kind of creature, one that could look like a beautiful woman or a wild black horse. A creature that would lure people closer, get them to climb on its back, and then they'd find themselves stuck, completely trapped, as it dragged them down into the water.
And that's when they learned the name for what they'd met, the ancient magic by the pond, the Kelpie. Just an old story from Scottish folklore that, for two brothers in the woods, had just become terrifyingly real.